Lights, camera, action.
And go. And go, and go, and go. I heard all that slurp.
Yeah, it's acquired taste. Shout out to Bklyn Shay on her concoction.
That's a whole fact. That's a whole fact. And please do not mind my nails. My birthday is coming up. I've been trying to hold out until the final moment so it could be good for the travels. Okay?
Got the fresh face going, though.
Appreciate you. Okay. So we tried.
That's a nice lip color.
Thank you.
It looks more natural.
Red.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know, because I be with the red all the time.
It's all right. Switch it up a little bit.
Gotta try to surprise you. I wasn't ready for it. She love her red.
Mm-hmm. So let me just introduce this new episode. Dear Love and Lust Podcast, episode 29. This is not a live version, but it will be live. And it's entitled Cold as Ice because it's cold as hell outside.
It is. It's freezing.
Why do we say cold as hell?
I don't know. Because
it don't make any sense, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's an oxymoron.
I think they say it because they don't want to say the other word.
Right. They probably.
It was a substitute. But Dear Love and Lust is a podcast that shares perspectives on both a man, myself, and a woman, Bklyn Shay, in response to submitted anonymous questions regarding love, sex, and relationships. There will also be various topics of discussion as well. Obviously, when we go live on our Facebook page, you know, people can see who's asking the questions. But for the most part, we keep the questions anonymous. We got a few today. One that I know is a trigger warning for Miss Bklyn Shay.
I don't know what he's talking about, and I don't know which one this might be. Okay.
I mean, when I really it was kind of hinted on in the last episode, and you kind of responded a little fiery.
Did I really?
A little bit.
Thought, you know, I was.
I mean, we could always go watch the tape. You know, we can review. But
okay. I don't know what.
I could be lying.
I don't think you ever lie. But I do believe that you might be kind of stretching and bending the truth a little bit.
Exaggerating, do you think?
I think a little bit. I think you're going a little bit too far.
Too far.
You're going too far.
I guess.
You might be going too far. I don't know. But we'll see.
We will see.
Once we dive in and see whether or not if that trigger happens again. Let's see. I don't know. But it's good to see you. It's
great
to be back. It's been a while.
Dear Love and Lust, Glasses by Bklyn Shay.
Here we go. Wait, let me get it right. There we go. See those? Right there. You can see the words better. Like that.
Hold on, almost. There we go. All up on
it. It says Maine Event. I said disregard my nails. Didn't I say that?
Your nails is fine. They just, you got a little new growth. That's all. New growth.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. We love them. We love them. If you would like some, you can order two. This is set. They come in a set. Okay. So, we're here. Episode 29.
Yes. Do you want to start with question one, or do you want me to do it?
Why don't you go there?
Okay.
Why don't you go there?
So, Mr. Bringing to the Table and Then Some is asking, is marriage still worth it? What do men get out of marriage these days? Let's look at her face. What happens here? Let's go to Bklyn Shay close up right now.
Hello. How y'all doing?
Look at them big eyes, them big brown eyes.
Hello.
She's fronting right now.
What is that for you? You just start answering first because it is a male-dominated question.
I ask a question, you respond, and I respond after.
That's typically how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. Put her on the spot.
All right. Is marriage worth it? Marriage is definitely worth it. It is always worth it. It is my ultimate goal. I have most recently than not reneged on a few things that I was holding myself to.
Really?
I have.
Do tell.
I did. That was a red cup conversation. We didn't get there yet.
Okay.
But it's just little things. You know what I'm saying? Not big, not major or whatever. But I am now back on target and moving appropriately for
cuddle season. Does certain things, I guess. I know, right?
I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong. I might be off track. I might be on track. I don't know.
You're not. But getting to the question, I'm just saying, because my main thing is that I'm saving myself for my husband, right? That was like
Yes.
that was a running thing that I was rocking with, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I just happened to fall short at some point in time in life, okay? And it's okay. It's okay because it's like you know yourself, to thy own self be true. You get back on track and you do your due diligence, okay? So I am recommitting to myself that nothing is going to take me off the course of grace, and I am still believing in marriage and what is to come.
As you should.
What is to come for the both of us, actually. You understand what I'm saying? Because I feel like we are two amazing people that deserve amazing people to be beside us, walking the path of greatness.
Just to add in, we are not experts. We're just two people who've been through some shit.
Okay, completely.
But we are great and awesome, amazing people.
Yes,
we can tell by the support that we get from many of y'all that tune in, especially when we go live.
Yes, thank y'all so much. Shout out to y'all on so many levels. But marriage is still very important. And the next part of this question, Mr. Bringing It to the Table and then some. Because you're probably bringing a whole table since you asked this question. But what do you get out of it? I would hope that whoever you end up being with or want to commit to on that type of level would be open and able to partner with you, and you guys build an empire, legacy, or whatever it is that you wish to do. That your person is a helpmate and not a liability, because that is extremely important nowadays.
It is.
Okay. I personally do not believe in 50-50. I believe in 100-100. You know, y'all both are committing 100% of the time. So find your person that, you know, make you want to be better than who you are. You know what I'm saying? A person that bring the best out in you. You know, no relationship at all is ever perfect, but the fact that you guys are striving to be that in a marriage is like, that's your helpmate, that's your partner. God forbid something happened to you, you know that person is going to make the best decisions for your well-being. And as people get older, we recognize that that's who you want by your side. You don't want arm candy that can't cook, can't clean, can't do shit, and you get fucked up and they can't do nothing for you. Okay,
Maybe it wasn't such a trigger warning. My response might be,
oh Lord of mercy. All right, Maine.
So I believe it's interesting because this question comes from a few different posts that I have seen on various social media outlets, from TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and others.
Right.
And it is a weird and interesting trend that is happening among men that have, you know, some stature and success.
Tell me more.
So traditional values, the man is always going after the woman.
Okay.
The man is always going to provide. He's
the pursuer.
He's gonna pay all the bills. He's gonna do all this, and you know, traditional values, and even more so today in modern values. Shout out to city girls and those alike.
Okay.
The man is always required to have some kind of money, some kind of, you know, he just got to be lit.
Okay.
In order to get the woman. The question that has been asked in these various trending topics and circles is, what is the woman bringing besides vagina and a pretty face? Why do I need to do? I think you actually sent me something too. You forwarded a video that I might add later in post, but I don't know.
Yeah, definitely add it.
What were some of the things that was said in that video, Shay? Would you care to share?
I want you to.
Okay, so the dude,
break it down.
There's a podcast called 8 at the Table. Shout out to them. Very dope podcast.
Yep. I figured you would like that.
I didn't necessarily like it, but I didn't dislike it either.
I know. I kind of figured. I was like, I'm waiting for him to say something about it.
And one of the topics was brought up basically similar to what I'm being asked right now. And one of the main casts, who's usually on there all the time, goes by the name of Rico. He basically in the discussion kind of put it on blast. Well, what are you doing that I can't already pay for other than vagina? And one of the woman on the panel with him said, I cook, I make the house a home and clean and do all this. And he rebutted that with, I can hire a cleaning lady. I can hire a home decorator. I can hire somebody to make my house. Like, what are you as a woman bringing to the table outside of vagina and good looks? And he was pressing them.
Right. And outside from that thing that I sent him, that video and that of that podcast, I posted a video on TikTok that was basically my way of rebuttaling their stuff about bringing value to the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a woman that's grinding, that's out there, that's working, somewhat, I'm a workaholic, but the fact that I want to bring value to my man. Like, I want to add that, meaning that whatever your dreams are, hopefully we have similar, goals and aspirations. But even if we don't, that I'm there to help you pursue your dreams and bring it, to fruition and everything like that, so that we growing together. Like, I'm not just a pretty face. Like, I have a brain. I know what I'm doing. I'm business etiquette, that type of stuff. So my thought process was to answer that was like, I'm bringing value to it because I know what it takes to, be successful. And I want to be a helpmate to a person. And like I said about that whole liability thing, like, I know I'm an asset. So I'm bringing value to your current situation to help, make it better.
So,
yeah, to that part.
Based on what I saw, and the reason I said I didn't like it, but I did like it at the same time, is because the issue with a lot of this particular generation of folks is what they value has nothing to do with an actual relationship.
That's a whole fact.
Like, everything is based on materialism and monetary things on why should I be with somebody. In general, you listen to the music, you listen to, different interviews of certain people, especially celebs, when they're asked, well, what do you want in a man and so forth, but if you're a celebrity, of course you don't want somebody that, doesn't make as much money as you. Some
celebrities are really down to earth. Like,
some are.
H.E.R, I love her. Like, she is so fucking real. And it's one of them things where you just admire somebody who is not superficial. You know what I'm saying? So there was a picture, I don't know if you saw it, that was circulating. That's part of my Shay's topics, but I'll just mention it because we're on the thing of marriage and stuff like that. And potentially it may be 50 Cent is looking like with this young lady that he's going to get married, but he's in the bathroom getting himself dolled up, spruced up, and she's behind him looking like a whole snack. I don't know, whatever model looking person, and she got her phone and she's just taking selfies of herself and picturing and rubbing herself. Like, nobody can see the below, but clearly we can see the top, but you can see the full thing because he's taping her or whatever, or someone is, right? So or maybe that was her video that she was doing in a mirror, okay, because that's what it could have been, that he just took her video and uploaded it, right? But I thought it was very interesting because it is the stereotypical woman that people say, men who make it, and that get married to these women, that it's because they arm candy. And that's what they look like. So I'm like, I know for a fact that she has her own money and everything like that. So people was putting like bogus stuff saying that, she was just there for the bag or whatever like that. But I was more so in tune with how she was. It did seem extremely superficial. But I think that's what he was going for. That he was going for the conversational piece of probably more than likely, what do people think about her?
I'm having a vague recollection of 50 talking about, the type of women he chooses. He was actually, I don't know if it was his son's mother or his other kid's mother. But he was highly involved and into the relationship. Mm-hmm. But as he got more successful, the more issues and more problems begat, and relationships deteriorate. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it was him who said it, or somebody else, or somebody that was talking to him, or just random posts. But part of the reason many of the successful men end up dating what it seems like the superficial woman is, mm-hmm. Or what you would call the trophy mm-hmm. wife,
right,
is many of the time they know how to actually deal and act with that man. Mm-hmm. They don't always have the same demands because they're getting what they want.
Right.
Off bat. The lifestyle, the access, the attention. That's it. You know, and I do believe the one you're told, they have a kid together too, right?
I don't know.
Is that Daphne or?
I have to look. I don't know because I got
sidebar. I don't know what to do. I could be giving a lot of misinformation right now.
Right. He had two different people. So the fact that this one has been around for quite some time. Okay. So whoever the last
she looked one is. Asian Filipino like. A little bit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's Daphne.
Okay. So if we are corrected, if we were wrong, correct us. Okay. But it definitely was interesting to me in terms of just like people scoping the comments that they was making about marriage and don't marry her, don't do this, don't do that. Get into what, Mr. bringing it to the table and then some, right? It would appear that men still are capable and able to bring what traditionally they want, if that's the way that you was brought up, mm-hmm. or whatever you choosing to contribute to that relationship, because marriage is, even though people make it out to be like, oh my God, that's, it doesn't have any value anymore. For those of us who grew up in that generation, we do hold it at a high regard, like it's not something that you take lightly. If you're committing to someone for the remainder of your life, whatever's left of it, especially when you get older, because mm-hmm. we're not, some young chickens here now, okay? So it's like
we ain't old either, damn it.
No, we're not. But when you getting up there, your values change, and the things that you hold true to and wish to partake in with people, you're looking for different things. So hopefully you're finding a person that is going to be exactly what you need in order for you to grow. Because I don't want someone to just want me. You know what I'm saying? Do you have a need for me, and do we have a need for each other, and how can we best move forward collectively?
I think marriage is worth it because the point of marriage, at least from my perspective, mm-hmm. is companionship.
Right.
Everybody needs somebody to be on their side.
Yeah, to have
humans are not meant to be singular, otherwise we would not be able to reproduce.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Reproduction is another aspect of why you probably should get married.
Right.
Take care of your family, grow your family, mm-hmm. grow your legacy, grow whatever represents you mm-hmm. and the person that you're with entirely. But I think a lot of younger folks, especially in this day and age, are not acknowledging the fact that they're probably just really responding to a lot of trauma that they dealt with,
right?
Or been exposed to. Mm-hmm. Many divorces in our parents' generation and our generations, it just keeps going higher and higher. A lot of abusive relationships,
right?
A lot of different issues, a lot of cheating, a lot of mm-hmm. And not just men cheating on women cheating on men too.
Yeah, but yes, in this day and age. But back then, though they did it, they stayed together. You know what I mean? Right.
Everybody says that day and age, but women back then, if you read some of these mm-hmm. historical figures biographies, mm-hmm. a lot of them were dealing with some married women.
Oh yeah.
That were dipping and diving just as much as
I agree.
Some men.
I know.
So it's mm-hmm. not
Yeah.
Recently, that it's more recently that women are in the forefront.
Right. It definitely is, because it was being done. I mean, we know the cycle of life, like what happens and stuff like that. So you guys make sure to chime in the comments when this video is posted and uploaded and everything like that. Because
yes, definitely add your 2 cents. That's the whole point.
Yeah, we want to hear from you and stuff like that. Pretty much on this, all the questions that are being raised tonight and stuff. So it's very interesting though. But that was a good question. I really would like to know collectively, what is it that you would want to bring, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And
there's a lot of older couples that, as I got older, I realized they weren't actually married either.
No,
they're just together. They never broke up. You would think that they've been married forever. No, we never. Yeah. No justice of peace, no nothing. Just living together, happy.
I know it. That's what I said. This time around, Lord of mercy, whenever God feel free to do it, okay? Like I just, you just don't want to argue. You don't want to have any of that. If you do, it'll be over. Oh my God, did I forget to massage your back or something? Maybe something stupid, but nothing crazy, nothing outrageous or whatever like that. Like, oh my goodness, that type of vibe.
What I always found interesting when you're a younger person and you go to somebody that's married or somebody that you respect that's in a relationship for advice, or if you're the pastor that you're going to have officiate your wedding, you got to do certain amount of counseling with them and so forth. They always tend to go with the type of advice that says marriage is hard.
They do say that, and I don't think it is.
You have to be ready. You have to be prepared. You have to deal with a lot of challenges.
I don't think
like so. They make it seem like it's almost this impossible thing. Yes. So a lot of people that are younger, when they hear this, like, well, why would I want to do that if it's going to be that hard?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think people make it hard. You know what I'm saying? And just like everything else, relationships, people complicate things that don't even have to be complicated. And I truly believe that.
I think you need to actually figure out who you are, who you want to be with.
Right.
And if you meet that person, does that person want to be with you?
Right.
And if they are willing and able to deal with you as a person, as yourself, good, bad, or indifferent.
Right. That's a fact.
And if they are, then y'all can do it.
Yeah.
If not, like most of the people, like when you look at a lot of the divorces these days, the irreconcilable differences and all this.
Right. I know.
You just don't want to try anymore.
No.
Now I'm not a person that is going to support somebody being in a relationship being miserable. But many of the things that you're dealing with, you knew before you walked down that aisle or went to that justice of peace or signed that certificate.
For the most part, I would say people do. But I hope Mr.
There are some very good deceptive representatives. We know that.
Mercy. Yes, and that would be a trigger. But we're not going to go there, okay? So, we're not. We're going to stay on target.
Trigger.
And believe that what we have going on is going to be greatness, okay? So, you think we answered the question for him?
We answered.
And then some, okay? All right. Up next.
Question 2.
Do you feel like labels are in... Wait.
Skip
one. Yeah, because I wanted that one.
You can go there.
Go there. Okay, let me go there. Do you feel like labels are important, and why or why not? Ms. Name Tag. I like this question a lot. Okay. Do you feel like labels are important, Maine? Why not?
Labels are important depending on who the people are.
Okay. Now, what type of labels are we
That's the
talking about?
thing. That depends on who the people are. I believe that this question is more so about, you meet somebody, you go out on dates, you date often. Eventually, you might even have intercourse or some kind of romantic involvement.
Right.
And you're just there's a lot of action but no words behind it, so you're kind of like trying to figure out, well, what is this? That infamous question that always comes up. What is this? What are we?
What are we doing? Okay.
And nobody really has an answer for it.
Okay. So like,
because I think especially for younger men or men that have not had the experience or understanding of relationships, or are still, like I mentioned earlier, traumatized from bad relationships with their parents or so forth.
Okay.
No, I'm serious.
I got you.
Once you start putting a label on something, they get nervous, apprehensive, and
backpedal.
Yeah. They don't want the responsibility that may come with the label to be the focus.
Right.
They just want to go through the motions and let it flow.
Right. Understood. And I am not with the let it flow on that type of level. To some degree, yes, because I'm a very easy breezy type of person, and the type of environment, like if you pursue me, then I would think that you're pursuing me because you clearly want to be in a relationship, right? Because if you're paying attention to the podcast, hopefully you are, but you should know that I'm not dating just to be dating. I'm dating with a purpose. And the ultimate goal at the end of that is like, okay, what are we doing? We are going to solidify this, okay? And we're going to find out early on if you have the same goals as I do, okay? In this labeling in the situation. Like I could label the fact that we're not talking, but we're getting to know each other. We're in a courting and dating phase, okay? And you are coming to court me because you want to learn more about who I am. So if in the middle of that or in the interim you switch it up and start, backpedaling because whatever feelings you might be gaining or whatever the case may be, maybe you're not, then I'm going to retract my energy and I'm going to say, okay, cool. Because guess what? As they always say, one man's treasure or whatever, or trash.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Pretty much. Okay. There we go. Thank you for correcting that. So I would say like the labels that people have been given, like entanglements, situationships, is complicated, is this, is that.
All those things sound like traumatic situations.
It really
to me.
does. No, it really does. Because it's like people get to the point where they just want people to be comfortable without having any type of ties. And I'm like, that's not going to work. That's not going to work.
Since you brought up the word entanglement, the yes. two people that have helped trigger that word,
all of it.
I find it fascinating how many people are so fascinated
and comfortable
with their relationships, and they have so much to say, but the two people are just still living their lives.
They're still living their lives and happy. They said, Will Smith said, you are part of their experiment. We are witnessing their experiment of unconditional love. That is
and
exactly
honestly,
what he said.
that
is a fact.
Like I know a lot of people, like even in them counselor sessions, you have to love unconditionally. There is no such thing most of the time in marriages of unconditional love, because there's always something that will trigger you to question the relationship.
I don't want nobody that can't love me unconditionally. I'm serious. Like if that's not what you're coming into, then I'm sorry. Because
so unconditional love. This is unconditional.
Wait.
What?
Do you love your daughter unconditionally?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is that just because she's your daughter and you helped to make her?
Yeah.
Okay. But the woman that you plan on marrying, you couldn't love unconditionally.
There is conditions involved. Like when you go up and actually get married, there are vows. Those are actual conditions.
There are. But ultimately, I'm sorry. This is not that we have to agree, because we do not have to agree.
I'm being very literal in the word conditions.
I understand. But I'm saying the woman who you land, okay, you don't feel that you would get to a place where you love that person unconditionally? Regardless, because if
I would, that would be ideal, but the point of the matter is, if she cheats on me, I'm supposed to still continue to have the same level. If she abuses me, Like, when you really get into unconditional love, you're actually talking about forgiveness.
Right.
Letting a person be exactly who they are.
The lessons that I believe that we have been sent here to receive. Now, this is just me from my spiritual side. So I believe that I have been repeating a lot of patterns and a lot of people. Maine is proud of me right now. He is very proud.
Yes.
Okay. Because
this is dope. I'm glad this isn't live. I'm glad this is a recorded session.
No, because I
need some more root beer, please.
I have been repeating the same patterns and stuff like that with people, and I realized
sound like somebody went to therapy or something.
I do go to therapy.
No, I don't need none of that.
You don't need none of that? Okay. I do go to therapy, just FYI. I think it's very healthy, especially for the type of field that I'm in. Okay. But what I'm saying is that I realized that I was repeating the same pattern. I was meeting the same people, and my energy was bringing in these things because, for whatever reason, when those situations happened and began to dissolve, I would never confront the person. Like, I would just shut it down.
Really? You never?
No.
Ever?
Or I would
camera on, Shay. Confession time. Let's go.
Red cup conversations, okay? So I would be the person that would just end it or whatever and just never speak to the person ever again.
Can we be really transparent? Because there's a difference between ended and I'm done.
I was done. Like, I didn't
ceasing to communicate, ceasing to respond to text messages without actually saying to the person
that it was over.
Exactly.
I have done that. So,
all right, let me stop.
Right, let you.
I'm gonna pull back my darts a little bit.
You can pull back your darts, but you can keep it a buck. Like, the ones that I did respond to, because I had a friendship with them prior. Right. So I did respond to them in that capacity. But even they will tell you, she didn't fuck with me like that no more. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I totally extracted my energy. We're not doing that, okay? But I wasn't going to go there because I clearly set the tone. Like, if you do something that is not in alignment with my energy, we're not fucking with each other. We're good. But I felt some sense of hurt. I felt some sense of whatever, and I never would speak about it. So most recently than not, I let the person know how this process was bothering me. You know what I mean? Or how it was impacting me. Not necessarily, it's still the same thing. And when I did that, I felt like it sounds weird, but I felt like chains was broken. Like I finally said what it was, and I owned the fact that, okay, you have to own your part, that you have allowed,
you released it,
these situations to continue to evolve in your life, and now you're finally cutting the cords and you're not doing it no more. Like, I was like, okay, this is not gonna work for me. So because it's not gonna work for me, that label, that whatever your mindset was that this is a revolving door, you're not coming back in. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you exactly what you appear to want, okay? And I'm cool with that, because when you know your worth, when you know whether you bring the table, you are the table, whatever the case may be, all these labels that people be talking about, you're not going to settle. And it's like, there's no way in God's heaven would I settle for something or someone that does not find the fact that I'm a priority in their life. You know what I'm saying? It's just not happening. You're not going to come in when you feel like you just going to come in. That's not working for me. Right. Okay? So, and I'm sure it's the same for you. Like, you're not going to dumb yourself down to be with somebody who just randomly feels like they want to fuck with you when they want to fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? It's just not happening. You know? And that's just that. So it's like, you can't pursue someone and then decide, oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna do this, that, and the third. No, that doesn't work that way.
But honestly, something like that is part of the reason why my pursuit game has definitely declined, because I'm not going to pursue something without actually feeling some pushback that they want to be pursued.
Hello.
You know what I mean? Like, we've all been raised as men. when we go out or when we see something we like,
right,
we're supposed to go after it.
Right.
One thing I learned from the Me Too movement and different things and all these different, well-known celebs getting in trouble in situations,
right,
is the illusion that because we're certain type of men or a certain type of person and we can exhibit a certain type of stature, that automatically somebody is going to want you because you showed interest,
right,
is real disillusion.
Yeah.
And I've grown up where, like, I was joking with a friend the other day. She was like, yeah, you're always around beautiful women. I'm like, yeah, but that don't mean that I'm hollering. That don't mean I'm smashing them. Like, I think the reason why a lot of women, especially attractive ones, are comfortable being around me, I don't put that pressure on them to make them uncomfortable.
You do not.
At least the ones that know me know that that's not.
Yeah, you're very respectful. Like, all the people that I've met in the Capital District, you are one of the people that I do hold at a high regard. Like, you do not go out of your way to be a creep or nothing like that. Like, you are who you are is who you represent, and what you say you are, you do. So I got nothing but respect for you. So that's real. And
I'm not perfect. I'm human. I'm sure occasionally a flirty sentence may have gone the wrong way with a person or two.
Yeah.
But they have never not been uncomfortable enough to not say anything about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, there's been community like, yo, I didn't like when you said that. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Yeah. But for the most part, I mean, I'm talking about my experience. However y'all have experience with Maine, that's your prerogative. But never disrespectful, never attempted anything. And it's just, I appreciate that because most people around me do. Okay, so it's just like, you just like keep it a buck. I'm not trying to do that with nobody that I really care for. So that's what's up.
To give, but again, like the label thing, I think is just a matter of most people want the labels for comfort, and most people don't want the labels for comfort. So it goes both ways.
Sidebar. Can we get something to eat after this? I'm hungry.
Sure.
I said that on camera because I expected it to happen. Man, I'm hungry.
Yeah, I get it. Me too.
All right.
What's the next one?
Oh, shout out to One Hope Wine, sponsor type thing or whatever. I got my little scents here. Oh, wait a minute. Real sidebar again. Sorry. Anybody, is the camera? Did what? If you
I get it on you. I got it on you.
Okay. Whoever makes this little purpley glitter stuff, it was at the block party that Keisha goes. She did. Okay. I really want to know the
shout out to Keish
who made this. Yes, shout out to Keish. All right. Because I purchased it at that block party event, and I had thought I had the card, but I cannot find the card. And clearly you see I'm using it a lot and I'm running low. It was different colors. This one has purple and it's like glittery or whatever. She said it was her favorite scent. So if you know who makes this, can you please put their information in Dear Love and Lust? Okay. I appreciate you. Thank you.
I mean, I do. If you go on my Facebook page, I think I did post a video of me going table to table.
You did?
So you might see.
Okay.
You might see it there.
I will definitely check it out.
I just thought about that.
Thank you so much. I gotta find her. I need it. It smells so good. It smells good, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good. Okay.
Glittery too, just the way you like, huh?
Yes, sir. All right, you gonna double back?
Well, actually, yeah, because we kind of touched on a little bit on what this question is about.
Okay.
Why is it when male celebrities and highly successful men get accused of sexual assault,
yes,
people don't believe the woman right away? Miss, what about the victims? This is a double-edged sword.
Yes, it is. That's a fact.
I can tell you in college, that's around, Y2K. Year 2000.
Yep.
While sitting in the main library of Stony Brook University, on the computer, doing my Black Planet thing in between classes, I came across a thread that gave a link to a link in message thread of a group of women who literally follow and track draft college kids that will be drafted into the NBA, all the way through NBA players and NFL players and any athlete that has the potential to make a lot of money. And they literally had a group to find out who's going to be what, where, at what time, and so forth, to track these young men down, older men down, whatever age they are, as long as they are an athlete of some success, to basically either get them to give them money for time, sex, or attention, get pregnant by them for child support money or whatever, or some generally just wanted to marry an athlete. That's the lifestyle that they want to live. And it blew my mind because you knew about it, you knew of these, but you didn't realize the severity and seriousness that some of these ladies did to pursue that avenue. Like, I was literally there I missed the class because it was so fascinating. Like, they knew shoe size, they knew favorite foods, and so like they were literally mapping out what it would take to get these certain individuals, spotlight individuals, athletes, attention.
That's deep.
To do whatever.
I'm all for doing your homework, but that's beyond.
Recently, and it's funny because Deion Sanders, who's now the coach of Jackson State University football team, shout out to that HBCU, brought in a young lady to speak to his young men about
I'd seen this clip. It was on your page.
what some women will do for them to get them either off their game or on their game, whatever way you want to look at it,
right,
and get to them. And the woman was currently a trending topic because she allegedly set up an NBA player to get her pregnant, and so forth. And she has a book out describing how she deals with certain. She has only dealt with athletes and successful men, and basically like a little tell-all book and so forth. And a lot of her Instagram and social media posts were basically about putting these men on blast.
Wow.
While also, she's admitting what she's doing clear as day.
Oh my.
So, when you have a number of different women that are put in that situation like that, when you see a woman pursue civilly and not criminally, so currently, to name a couple R&B artists, Trey Songz has a couple, well, not a couple anymore, it's the number has grown, allegations against him. Recently, according to the blogs, Chris Brown is now being sued for $20 million for a possible sexual assault, which is very weird to me.
Listen, all of it be weird. But this is going back to that question, okay? It's just like, why is it that it's automatic that, oh, she's just after the bag, oh, this person is just after the bag?
My mind automatically, when I first read it, I was like, it's weird to me because I have literally, even before the incident with Rihanna, and I mean after the incident with Rihanna, women fighting to grab his attention,
correct,
or be able to jump on his tour bus,
right?
And they're not ugly women. It's not like there's some hideous, poor, looking creatures. They are some fine, beautiful, all ages.
Okay, well,
but On the flip side,
get to it.
I'm gonna get to it.
Get to it.
I do know a lot of women, a number of women, who have shared with me some of their interesting experiences, and you would have never known, because the manner that they carry themselves in and the type of people you see them around, you would not expect them to have those nightmarish kind of experiences, or be put in a predicament where it's either let this man have his way or die.
Right. But that's what it be, because it's like people are psychotic out here, okay? And trust and believe it, like if they could potentially do something to you in that capacity, because they're like, oh, especially the ones that got it together, like, how do you not want me? You know what I mean? Sometimes it really is that point of somebody feeling like, oh, well, you know, their ego got involved, you know? So, oh, you don't want me? Oh, everybody want me. Oh, you up here, you dressed in this way, you doing this, that, and the third. And they will go there with you. You know what I'm saying? And even to the point where when I had someone approach me in a manner, and I was like, you clearly want to die today. But you know what I mean? But I'm not for the shits. So I'm like, oh, that's what you think. Oh, I don't know who you spoke to. I don't know who told you, but whatever. I will literally do what I need to do physically to someone if I'm interested in them. And clearly I'm not interested in you. So that's going to be a no. That's a solid no.
Right.
Okay? So don't even ever come in my direction again and think you're going to disrespect me. Oh, I'm sorry, Shay. I'm sorry, Shay. Don't sorry, Shay, me. You better figure some shit out before your ass end up with no hands. Okay? That was deep. I was like, and it was a person that I would never think that would be pressing a woman for ass. Okay? So it was uncomfortable, but it also was like the person knew. Because if you want your shit blown all the way up, I will clearly do it for you. You know? But yeah, no, that stuff is real. So it's just like, you're saying, no, that you could clearly see they don't have a problem getting ass. Okay? Because people give it to them consistently. So that,
but at the same time,
it was the person's ego that was scarred. That was the reason for the pursuit and the feeling that, oh, right, I could touch her, or I could, brush up against her and be like
you're ignoring me, and I got all these different women. All right,
exactly.
That makes me want to pursue you more,
even more aggressively, because that's the challenge.
Because.
Right. Or whatever they, heard on the streets, because people talk, men talk, and, whatever it might be. Like, my son's father, most recently than not, he was like, I have to disclose him. Not disclose, he didn't say those words, but he was like, I gotta tell you something. He was like, you were part of a bet. So I said, what? Story time. I said, excuse me? He was like, yeah, but, I ended up falling for you, so it's a different thing. But he was like, initially when I came into the restaurant, like, you was from New York, we here, from the South, people wanted you, and I was like, I'm a bagger, that type of thing. And I'm like, whatever, it's all good. I was like, yeah, well, I got an amazing blessing out of it. I thank you for that. I said, but the fact that y'all had a bet going around, and so clearly you won. He said, yeah, and that was the money I gave you so that you could do what you needed to do.
I can understand the initial shock and reaction and feeling a certain type of way, but I do think on the flip side, there's value in having bets placed on you. It might seem a little superficial, a little weird.
I'm gonna need you to dive in and tell me.
All right, put it this way.
Value. Tell me more, man.
So it's almost like the equivalent to, the cheerleader chasing after the jock, right? Whoever gets the captain of the team or the quarterback out of the cheerleaders usually is going to be the best cheerleader and the most popular one, right? So there's always a competition for it. Now, yes, okay, it's a little what's the word? Is it misogynistic, I guess?
Very much so.
For men to place bets, but all it really is at the end of the day is what is it's a natural consequence. It's just said out loud. Men have to compete for the attention of the woman that they all desire, and because men are visual creatures, they're always going to go after the same more attractive woman.
Yeah.
And if they're friends, which is why it's usually like the guys, the bro code is a little bit different than the girl code.
Oh, okay.
Where the bro code,
yeah,
like, best man gonna get him.
Yeah.
And they will put the wager out there, like, all right, I bet you I get him first.
Yeah.
So it's competitive thing.
Yeah, it is. It's very interesting. I could tell you that much. But
now the only difference where it might get tricky, and it's not as like I can't downplay it, is when the bet is purely about who's going to conquer that woman. Right. That's it. There's nothing else outside of that aspect.
Yeah, you just want to know
who's going to hit it first.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the whole thing. But trust and believe it that women have wagers on that too. Like what you
women do.
Yeah, I wager some. I have in the past or whatever. And I had no qualms about it. I'm like, yeah, but okay. We're gonna see how this go. That was in my younger days. I wasn't Bklyn.
Shay.
Yeah, I wasn't Bklyn Shay.
Young Shavina.
Like they used to call me Shay, but then with the Bklyn thing, what's it there? But anyway, I digress. So I think we answered that. You think we good?
Yeah.
With the assault question. Okay, now.
Sort of. I mean, at the end of the day, you never know. There's always three sides to a story.
That's the complete truth. That's a whole
this side, that side, and the truth.
Okay.
But for me personally, what I have grown to do is not even pick a side.
That's a fact. And that's true. So
because it's not my situation.
Exactly. So. And we just wish people the best, especially like with the Me Too movement. We are very serious about that on Dearl Loving Us podcast. So we are here for it. This was a question that was posed. So I prefer
when, the younger days when we didn't really have to hear about the stuff like this.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Like, a lot of our heroes allowed to be our heroes despite their shortcomings.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even Martin Luther King ended up being an adulterous person.
Correct. And nobody knew the whys because why he was out there fighting for civil rights. It's so much that comes along with it. It's like nobody is perfect, and I think when we get to a point where we normalize things instead of judging people for who they are, what they have done, we all have a past. It's just like, okay, did you learn from that? Are you you posted something about like, are you the same person that you was since 2009 or whatever the hell? And I said, that's fucking right. I'm here for that conversation because we're not the same. So it's like, if you don't think that I have grown or evolved, you're right. You're not the person that I need to be talking to because who stays the same? Some people may, they may be a little bit more creepish or they may have learned how to do some more stuff or whatever like that. But for the most part, if you are pursuing and learning and growing and stuff like that, you're not trying to be that same person. You are definitely evolving and coming to a point where you want better for yourself and anybody that I'm
even different than I was pre-pandemic.
Right. We are, So I think
most people hopefully are.
That you really value life at this point in time. If you made it through this pandemic, you just look at life differently. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm at a point in my life where I'm just like, wow, every second matters. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you try to take care of yourself and sleep and follow through with some goals and things because it's like nobody's promised tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So
one thing I did want to say before we end up on that topic, if you are a woman or a man or anything in between, and you are a person that has felt that you have been assaulted, violated, or whatever, you gotta say something.
That's a fact. Now,
if you can't even address the person directly, then you gotta because I think what has happened over time is that code of silence, that hush 'em up, has allowed other people to be damaged and the behavior to be normalized because It's like if you never touch the stove when the fire is hot,
Right.
you didn't learn that it was hot.
Yeah. That's right.
Some people can learn without actions.
Mm-hmm.
Some people cannot.
That's a fact.
So speak up, say something. Go to if it's not a matter where you want this person harmed, even though they did harm to you. As I understand, there are a lot of people that are like that. They don't want necessarily the punishment to go back on that person. They just want that person to stop or realize the wrong that they did, which is another thing that I had to learn from some of my women friends, because I would always wonder, well, why didn't you go and say something or do something?
Yeah.
Why didn't you you got a whole family full of dudes. See, but one of the ones was like, well, why would I want my family to go to jail doing something that it's not a simple cut and dry
there are
thing.
levels
Definitely.
to it. Okay, there are definitely levels to it, and that hits close to home. But definitely there are levels to it. So you just have to, you choose you. Self-love, self-care, whatever aspect, whomever, you just got to choose you in the process. So it's like we all meant to be here again to learn lessons and stuff like that, and people going to be a lesson or a blessing. They come in your life for a reason and a season, and you just never know what it is, and that lesson could be for them more than it is for you, so
Right.
wish people the best.
All right, let's go on to 4.
We're on number 4.
Shout out to Miss Lady T.
Yes, Miss Lady T says, what do you do
when you tell
a close friend that you have a crush on someone and they go to your crush and then try to talk to them? Is it okay to curse them out and put hands on them, or try to grow and handle it a grown way? What's your thought?
I gotta love Lady T.
You really do. Okay, this is something she posted on our live feed, so this is the reason we're,
We didn't get to address it during the last one.
And it fits with clearly as cold
so
as
basically
ice.
the situation that's occurring is I go up to my homeboy,
Right.
and I confide in my homeboy, and I tell him, yo, bro, shorty over there, I think I want to holler at her. She look good. I don't know if I should make a move. You familiar with her? You know who she is, blah, blah, blah. Trying to get the scoop. And while I'm sitting there telling him who this person is, his eyes get big. He gets all swole and ready to go. And he goes and approaches her. I'm thinking on my behalf, but in essence, it's for his behalf. And he's shooting the game, and he ends up getting a date before I do.
But it's a little deeper, because you clearly have had a crush on this person. So because you clearly have had a crush on this person, you really are feeling some kind of way. So should you be the adult here and let him rock out if your crush would like him? Or would
younger me would definitely have issues. Definitely want to put hands and paws and calls, all kind of.
Okay.
And that's even knowing that bro code is different than girl code.
Here we are. I'm tired.
Older me has learned to not allow my emotions to control me, because emotions change just like the weather.
That is a fact. I'm proud of you.
And the only constant thing about weather is there are going to be clouds, storms.
Come on.
But above those clouds and storms is a bright sun shining. And so once you get through those cloudy emotions and feelings and get above them, you realize it's all good.
It's all good.
What's for you will be for you, regardless.
Regardless. I'm loving it. Okay.
Add your 2 cents.
Okay. I'm going to say that
smack that hope.
No, the old me, the younger me, the immature me would be like, bitch, did you not hear me? You didn't catch that vibe. But to each his own, because if I wasn't brave enough or assertive enough to go and let that person know who, what, and how I feel about them, then I don't have any right to be moved by the fact that that person decided to fall for my friend because I didn't go for it. So it's like, may the best man or woman win. You know what I'm saying? Because clearly, yes, you did disclose that you had a crush on that particular person, but you made no pursuit.
So girls trip.
So it's a girls trip. My girlfriend tells me that she likes somebody.
The bartender at the bar that lives at the hotel, you feeling them. You want to have your fling with them. Your girls know you all excited about it. Mm-hmm. He comes to the room. You're in the shower getting ready. Your friend tells him, no, she's not here, but I'll go with you.
That's grimy. You understand what I'm saying? So that level is grimy. But to be at a bar, to know that you want somebody, that person's talking to you, that person's vibing, your friends see that person's vibing with you, they know you got a crush on that person, and then they still try to pursue that person, you're a shiesty motherfucker.
But then they come back, I did you a favor, because if he was able to go with me just because I told him you weren't here, he wasn't for you, girl.
What's that that meme with the lady that said, guard your house, guard your that would be the level that we on. And I'm like, you know what, because clearly if we're on a girls trip, we must be out of the country or something or whatever.
Somebody ain't making it back.
So either somebody ain't making it back, or we need to make sure that on this trip, honey boo boo, let's just get back to our destination safely, and then we'll handle it back in the States. Okay. But I'm not fighting over nobody. Say what's that? There's another thing on TikTok. If somebody wants to pursue me, okay, and you not doing your due diligence, I'm not arguing with nobody. I'm not fighting with nobody. Because if that man wants to be good to me, you getting up out that seat, okay? And that's the same thing for somebody over there. All right? Because I am not going to dismiss somebody that is good to me. So if he is not, she is not, good on to the next. And we are moving
Skedaddle.
Skedaddle. Goodbye. You gonna say bye-bye. And that's it.
So my advice, if you have priors, don't put hands on nobody.
You should put hands on nobody, period, because nobody is worth that at all.
And don't hire nobody either, because that's another different. That's a different level of felony.
Right.
Again, control your emotions. Not worth it.
Okay, I cannot on that level. So we're gonna say no.
All right. So Brooke, let's go to topics. What we got?
We got topics on the table. So, I brought something up last week at some point in time. Okay.
I'm gonna listen.
Okay. But I want to retract, okay? Because I wanted to speak about Meagan Good and her divorce from her husband, the pastor, because she was... Hello? You don't know nothing about it?
I'm completely unfamiliar.
Okay, so Meagan Good, you know who she is?
Yes, I know. Okay. Okay. You know what? I'm bugging.
Because we started
I do know. I do.
Right.
So, I thought you said Megan Thee Stallion. That's what threw me off. I'm like, wait.
Good.
You Meagan Good.
Yes. With
Harlem.
With the lips from Harlem.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Who is divorcing her husband?
Devin Franklin.
Collectively, they have decided.
He's a Seventh-day Adventist. I grew up Seventh-day Adventist. Right. Yeah, I'm aware now.
They decided to part.
I'm on track. Go ahead.
Okay, they decided to part ways and stuff like that. And now, all of a sudden, because they have decided to part ways, Megan, just like Ashanti in some capacity, they are like pushing her on social media like crazy, talking about her body. She had a jacket on that says the good way or whatever, man, and all this other type of stuff. So they really pushing her sexuality, okay, because they feel like it was stunted and she was this, pastor's wife and couldn't be her authentic self. So they feeling like now she is finally walking in her purpose and her power again, and she's all over social media. So if you haven't seen her lately, she looks amazing. She always looks amazing, but she just seems to be glowing even more so than not. So my topic being, do you believe that your mate in this wonderful number 29 episode, does your mate define who you are in a relationship?
It can happen.
Tell me more.
It can happen. So Megan Good, believe it or not, at least from my perspective, has been that type of person that wrestles with literally her last name and other things. Okay. Because she started as a young, innocent, even though the Eve Bayou was a very interesting movie. That was her debut film.
Yeah, that was deep.
And she's always been the pretty modeless face, and so forth. As she got into her late teens, early 20s, she wanted to escape the child actor thing. So a lot of things I wouldn't say she was wilding out, but they used to get on her because she smoked cigarettes when she was younger. Right. She had and she was like, I am old enough to smoke cigarettes. I can do that. Okay. You know what I mean? And then eventually after a while, I don't want to smoke cigarettes. I want to quit. I want to do other things. Yeah. You know what I mean? The type of movies that she took, she used to do, the typical ones, and now she wanted more serious roles. Yeah. She's always wrestled with it back and forth. She's always wrestled with spirituality and trying to figure out what lane she's going in. Okay. I don't know much about how she met or got connected with Devin Franklin. Okay. But I wasn't surprised. Because at least from my perspective, that would make sense. Okay. However, on the flip side, I'm not sure if Devin was able to handle who she is.
Right, especially with the actress and all that stuff like that, and the roles that she was wanting to pursue.
Now, I will say you are very accurate in your statement. They've been pushing her, but she also just had it's almost, I don't want to compare it to Sex and the City because it's not, but it does have similarities in the sense that it's a first-person narrative type of TV show. And it's actually good. And it's on Amazon. Harlem.
Tell them to watch it. We did tell y'all to watch that. Okay.
Things about 9 or 10 episodes. First season.
Good. It's so good.
Yeah, I watched it almost straight through.
Yeah, I did. Oh my god, I was addicted. Okay. Completely addicted to it.
And there's other characters on there besides making good characters that definitely made the show even more interesting and flowy. Yep. So shout out to the creators of that show.
Absolutely.
So part of the reasons you do get to see that push is purposeful to draw attention to her current roles.
They definitely coming out with season 2.
And the other reason I do believe, in my opinion, that she's gotten more of that attention is because when she was married to a pastor, a lot of people surprisingly, respectfully, stopped putting that in the forefront. They did. Because of who she was with.
Yeah, it's a fact.
The last real thing that they put her on blast on was, the blue or I don't remember exactly if it was whatever dress she wore to BET Award. Yeah. Low cut, figure hugging. She looked like $1 million bucks. Right.
She did. She definitely did. And I know exactly what you're talking about. And he defended her, and rightfully so, and was like, my wife is an individual and she can free to do whatever it is that she wants. Period. Because even Shawnee, Shaq ex-wife, she's about to marry what's he, a bishop or evangelist? He's something or whatever. And I was like, okay, here we go. It is what it is.
They're human too,
They are, and you're gonna end up with who? But my question, you kind of digressed from the question though.
Not really.
I mean you stayed on target with Megan, but I asked the question of, do you believe that the person that you're married to will impact, that's who you are?
When I brought up the dress thing and how, like, even
do you believe
based on her relationship with him, a lot of people fell back from pushing her out there sexually. And now that she's free, they're back to doing that because they feel more comfortable based on the fact that she's no longer with this person. So there is a level where you are defined by who you are with, whether you're the dominant figure or most known figure or less known figure in the relationship or not.
Okay.
You are automatically connected to whoever you spend the most time with, because and sometimes it's purposely done, sometimes it's not. We bring up bishops and pastors, so first ladies, they're automatically, like, their whole identity is based on being the first lady of church and that pastor most of the time.
I believe so. Even the whole thing, like with Barack Obama and Michelle, like, that was real. And just
now, one thing about Michelle, though, is because she can communicate and speak up for herself, and she was a polarizing figure on her own right. When she got into those platforms, she made it known that, no, I'm not just arm candy hanging on his arm.
She's like, hello.
Like, I actually have more degrees than him.
Yes.
I actually have degrees and all this, and I'm decorated as well.
Exactly. And shout out to Michelle Obama. Yes, happy birthday to you too.
And shout out to Barack, because a lot of his interviews and even some of the biopics and stuff about, like, their relationships, he would definitely put out, like, no, I lucked out.
Yes. Yes. Yep. Hello.
I got to marry up. Like,
yeah, I love it. But no, that's pretty much what I got. Okay, Shay's topics is pretty much that topic on life. All right, and I'm gonna leave the other one alone for now.
Why?
Because I'm gonna leave it alone for now. I just am. I feel like we having a
She's hungry. That's what it is.
You know what? It's beautiful when a man knows who you are. Thank you, Maine. Speed this shit up, because I would like to get some food. Come on, it's your topic next.
My topic?
Yes. What you got for us?
I don't actually have any topics today. I think I discussed most of I brought up the other stuff. Like,
you don't have to make nothing happen. It's okay.
I'm not gonna.
Pursuit of happiness is what we're going for right now.
She would be happy with some food in her stomach. I am
going to be extremely happy with that particular part. Yeah, my stomach is talking to my back. I'm hungry. So hungry. Okay. So, anyway, moving on. And we digress. Y'all need to just
send some emails. dearloveandlust@gmail.com. Ask us some questions that you would like to answer. Share, discuss with friends.
I love it. We here for
subscribe to our Facebook page.
Please do.
Go on to maineventlive.com/dearloveandlust and see some older episodes and discuss those. You can also go and on maineventlive.com/shop, and you can find some t-shirts that you can buy to support us. You can also holler at Bklyn Shay for the merch and the cups, the Dear Love and Lust cups.
That part right
there. We will, if you're following us on Facebook and you're on the Maine Event Live email blast, you'll find out when the next live episode will be. But just stay tuned on the Facebook page. And even when we're not on, you can always leave a comment on the Facebook page and say or ask a question or discuss anything or share your 2 cents in the previous videos and so forth.
Keep going. What you got going on?
February 11th, Maine Event Live is doing a special Aquarius season party at Lost and Found, and we will be celebrating the birthdays of my boy John Jams and the lovely Bklyn Shay. Shout out to Aquarius. Y'all deep this season, cold as it is.
Ooh.
So we will be turning up. DJ John Jams, DJ Biz, and myself, DJ Maine Event Live, will be turning up at Lost and Found on February 11th. It is also the official after party for Poetic Injustice, which will be live at Troy Music Hall, 7 p.m. that night. We got a few featured poets that will be on. More information will be announced soon. You can stay tuned to maineventlive.com for that info. Follow us on our Facebooks, our social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everything. Actually, I want to shout out Fanbase, because just read an interesting article, and I think I may be trying to make sure I get some content and some material on there, because they're trying to make sure all of their content creators get compensated.
Yes.
And they're not doing algorithm stuff. If you have 100 million followers, 100 million followers will see your posts.
I love that.
Instead of all that,
extra.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to learn more about fan base, just Google it. Oh, look at that.
Yes, that would be phenomenal. So make sure that y'all tune into
I got a thank you card.
What do we have going on outside of that? Do you have anything else, Bresson?
There are a couple things that are in the work that will be announced soon.
I like that.
Shout out to TGIF. Hype Fest has been postponed to a later, warmer weather date. When that details come out, I'm sure he'll let you know, and I also will toot the horn on that. What else was I gonna say? I just lost my train of thought because he threw me off with this card.
Well, let me jump right on in.
Go right on in.
Things that we have going on. So shout out to Her Temple, United Sisters of New York, all of the organizations that I'm affiliated with, Boys King, Boys Queen Productions, and so forth and so forth. The Vibration Podcast and everything else that I got going on. We have a part of H.E.R. We have a wonderful lady by the name of T. She has fundraisers that are coming up. One will be here February 19th. Shout out to Lady T, the Word of You Fried Chicken. She will be cooking for that event. Food will already be made, and they are preparing plates. That fundraiser will be for a spring fashion show for children, youth, that is happening around that particular time. She's also embarking on February 26th, childcare for anybody who's looking for childcare, but with the twist, 2.5 hours. She will teach your children some painting and crafts and do things with them so you can get a break. So you need to holler at T Roberts. She's on Facebook and she's a part of Her Temple Monologue. So we are pushing and supporting her and what she has going on. Shout out to Kizzy and everybody part of the Capital Rep. Her Temple will be performing at their particular event coming up on March 6th for the wonderfulness of the celebratory things that they are giving out to Carol Bklyn and so many other people that are affluent in the community. And we will have a little segment there. And NICET actually asked us to participate in their Black History Month. So Her Temple Monologues will be performing at that particular event virtually as well. Nice. So we are very excited in New York State Teachers Association, that type of thing. So we're here for all of that.
Shout out. They're my union for my day job.
Yes. So we are very, very excited about those opportunities that are coming up. And Her Temple in May around Memorial Day weekend, which is the 25th and the 26th, we are celebrating year 10. This is our year 10.
A decade. Wow.
Oh my God. Thank you very much. So we are here for that, and we are going to have a party. And in advance, I know I'm going to be talking to Miss Wilcox about everything and who we, trying to have DJ and everything like that. But Maine, I would like to put it out there just on Front Street in case you're available May 25th and stuff. We booking Maine in advance, okay, or John Jams or whomever that might be available that would like to celebrate our 10-year anniversary in Lake George, because that's where we're going to be at, and we're going to have some fun. So that's
sounds
it.
Naughty.
You see how you just snatched it from me, right? I'm trying to be good tonight, okay? So we're here for all of that, and there's so much more. I'm actually in the process of obtaining something, and once I finish obtaining it, I will be pursuing that very hard for our community and stuff like that. So stay on the lookout and hearing from me more sooner than not. Hopefully I pass. So if I pass, then I'm going to be pursuing it. So, in the process of something very exciting.
Nice.
And that's it. That's all I got right as of right now, okay? As if she doesn't have enough on her plate. Yeah, there she go.
It's never. Pile it all on.
Very excited. that's all I got. So thank y'all so much for being supportive of everything that Maine and I do.
So this concludes the 29th episode of Dear Love and Lust podcast. Make sure you follow us on maineventlive.com/Dear Love and Lust and our Facebook page.
All of it.
Coming soon to YouTube as well. Also the merch and apparel online store.
Absolutely.
maineventlive.com/shop. Make sure you get a Dear Love and Lust t-shirt or hoodie.
I love it.
Follow Bklyn Shay on all social media. Check out her movement with H.E.R Temple monologues and H.E.R Temple in general. As you heard, they're doing a lot. And all our upcoming ventures. And if you have any questions about love, sex, or relationship questions, please email us at dearloveandlust@gmail.com. And we'll respond to them in upcoming episodes.
Absolutely. So we would like to shout y'all out. And before I forget, we're United Sisters of New York on March 5th, because it's coming up very soon. We are hosting what we was going to do prior, which was the Confronting a Narcissist. So it's going to be more intimate, more smaller. And that is going to be around Aiken Avenue in Rensselaer. And we will put out more information once we get the flyer done, which more than likely I'll have Maine do. So it's a lot of things going on in the goodness of life. And it's going to be live and virtual. So I will get that information to y'all as soon as possible. But it is going to be an intimate event. It's going to be really, really nice. So, shout out to United Sisters of New York and the family. So all I got, Maine, and we're going to say
peace.